Yeah, me and Seahorse are still talking about that last game. Oh God, that snow chugger.
Yes, that one. People in the chat were talking about it. They're like 4 health
Four
on a
health,
snow chugger.
right? Like I would have taken the extra frozen turn to attack that thing easily, because I mean, you saw what happened when I couldn't kill it.
Yep. That's one thing about Hearthstone. Something that looks so minor like that can swing momentum enough that it's going to have ripples throughout the rest of the game.
Definitely. Like spare parts are one of my favorite things that got added in GVG because they're the kind of thing that by nature you just get a random one, and by nature they're not very powerful, but sometimes they are exactly what you need at that time and it's
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah, stealth or taunt at the right time can change things a
Just
lot.
instantly.
So it's part of what I like about Actually, it's why I like Paladin Secrets so much. They only cost
Hmm.
one,
Yep.
but they have a huge impact on the game.
Oh yeah. Avenge, like once they got Avenge, they got a lot better just with that.
Yep.
And especially now because they can actually keep bodies on the board, like with muster and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can set up a situation where there's no way that your opponent doesn't trigger the avenge. So it's really good.
Yeah, especially if you've got a fuller complement out of the secrets. So, you summon the defender. If
Hmm.
you can turn something's health down to one and then get that avenge off,
Yep.
you're probably not coming back from it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've seen some people play back to the spare parts thing. I've seen some people play Gazlowe, and it only works sometimes, but when it works, it's just spectacular.
That's what I've been looking at because Gazlo looks like a lot of fun, but he
Hmm.
comes out so late. I don't know about
Yeah,
the
it's the
momentum
biggest thing
there.
about it. Like, you really needed to basically build the entire deck around him, and that's always kind of risky when you just have one card.
Yeah, I mean, if
Like,
he ends up at the bottom of the pile, you don't have a chance.
pretty much. Of course, if he's good enough, then he ups your win rate so that it makes up for all the games that it doesn't happen, but it's always hard to say.
Yeah,
There are a lot of those niche legendaries like that, like Mechgineer Thermoplug or whatever it is, where whenever you kill one of your opponent's minions, you gain a leper gnome, which is absolutely hilarious, but you almost never see it because I think it costs 9.
yeah, and that's the problem. I wish they had more of those fun, game-changing legendaries early on.
Hmm. Yeah, I wish Dr. Boom was a 3/3 that spawned like 3 or 4 boom bots instead of what he is currently.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
That would be just like it would still be really powerful, but it wouldn't be as annoying as it is now, I guess.
Yeah,
All right.
no, that's why it's kind of a shame. Like Baron Rivendare, I think is a good, fun early game legendary.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It just you can do so much fun stuff with all the death rattles.
Yeah, I like so the shaman deck where you take ancestral spirit
Yep.
and reincarnation.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was debating doing one of those for the tournament, but it didn't get the chance to come out.
Oh, it's so gimmicky too. I mean,
Hmm.
if you don't get those cards, it doesn't really do its thing.
Yeah, I was playing it earlier today, and I was kind of like, I'm not sure if this is enough. I actually had the same thing with a Hobgoblin deck early this week, and like
Hobgoblin's a fun one. I'm actually glad
Hob.
that's not a legendary.
Hmm. It's such a fun card, but it's also like if there was just one more thing that synergized with it, so that your deck wasn't basically Hobgoblin or bust, then you would definitely see it in decks. But like
Yeah.
I tried it for like a few days earlier, and it's I just couldn't find a way to make it work, I guess.
I could see it. I think in like a paladins, of course, get a lot of mileage
Hmm.
out of it. So with something like Murlocs in Paladin,
I'm not
I
actually
could see it
sure
doing
if
some
there
work.
are one attack Murlocs.
I know some of the ones you summon as a
Oh,
result of Murlocs do.
yeah. I
And
wonder if
then
those count.
the
Because it
Murloc
is
that
play a
gains
minion.
attack too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know it's play a minion rather than summon a minion,
Yeah.
so you have to actually play it from your hand. Oops.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's a deck that I really want to work because it's such a cool, interesting idea, but it almost feels like to make the deck synergize well enough with the hobgoblins, you need a bunch of one attack cards, many of which are really not that good.
Yeah.
That's like the one big weakness of it.
I could see if they do more lopsided minions, more like 1/7s, 1/6s, we could see more from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's like the one deck that you would even consider putting a Mogushan Warden in is a Hobgoblin deck.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
All
like
right. Are we ready
that's
for
really why it's such a
finals?
good thing, and I'm good to go
Okay.
whenever the spectator thing comes in.
Yep. Gorbash, Seahorse. We're ready whenever you guys are. And I guess we'll be ending a little early tonight. I actually thought the games would take longer, so that works out well.
Mm. Yeah, we had some pretty quick ones there.
Yeah. Well, and we were short 4 people,
Mm-hmm.
so that didn't help.
Yeah.
So originally Sunday was going to be the big tournament, and then we didn't end up getting to do Sunday. So
Mm-hmm. Right. And then of course people get busy and can't do things Fridays.
right.
Stuff happens sometimes.
I think it still worked out well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had fun. All right. Preparing to battle a friend. Preparing to watch a friend. There we go.
There we go.
Spectate.
So I'll be watching Gorbash, and Vicus will be watching Seahorse. So we'll be able to
Yep.
kind of comment on what they're doing as they do it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Seahorses started with the hand lock that you didn't get to see much of last game or last
Yeah.
round.
Gorbash is looking like a ramp druid. He's already
Okay.
pulled a wild growth and an innervate.
Ooh, that's a good start.
Yeah.
Seahorse has a very hand locky hand here. There's a heal bot. There's Jiraxis.
Yeah.
Just pulled Ragnaros. This will be fun.
Okay. There's both wild growths for Gorbash already.
Ooh, so will he get the double ramp going?
Yeah, well, he's pulling the innervate already too.
Wow, rudeness.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I don't know. That combined with the coin, that's gonna be really rough.
Yep. So it's 3 mana to 5 mana. Boy, Seahorse has just gotten the worst starts with this handlock deck.
Yeah. Yeah, that's looking pretty rough. Mind Tech Minion down already.
Like I had the dream with the Shaman deck, and it looks like Gorbash got the dream with the Ramp Druid.
Yeah.
Oh god, the Wrath too.
Yeah, and he's already putting out an Azure Drake here, so he's getting some of that card advantage back.
Yep. That's really the thing with handlock. If you can play fast enough, there's just not much you can do. He's at least able to get rid of the Twilight Drake.
Yeah.
Flareon Lotheb.
I don't know. I mean, Gorbash might still lose, but considering he's a turn away from Ragnaros, I don't see it
Yeah.
happening.
At this point, the question is, can Seahorse survive long enough to throw Jiraxis out there and not die the very next turn?
Yeah.
Got some options now.
I can see this going either way, though. Gorbash has a really strong hand right now.
Yeah. Seahorse has a hand that is now going to be useful, like in the next few turns.
Yeah, but
Gorbash
here's an
also
immediate
probably
threat.
thinks that that Ragnaros is safe.
Well, next turn, he's sitting right now on Force of Nature and Savage Roar.
Oh, well, then it's over.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the combo. That was what my druid was trying to hold out for in that second game, but just kind of had to desperation move.
And
I
this is
also
going to be
misplayed
game.
by miscounting mana there.
We wondered
Right.
about that on stream because I saw that you were one short.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of math in my head, and when that happens, I will often make an off by one error. It happens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that Force Savage combo is just insane. Ooh, all right. So I'm gonna guess this is Seahorse. Yeah, this is the Mech Mage.
Uh, Gorbash might be playing the same deck.
Beautiful. This is this is imagine if you want to imagine what the meta looked like in January. This
Yeah.
Mech Mage after Mech Mage.
I could see this going either way. If Gorbash can get a good mech warper earlier on,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't have it yet.
Seahorse does in fact have it and is currently debating throwing it out with the coin. Although actually, ooh, interesting. Yeah, she actually has to decide right now between that and a mad scientist.
I don't know. The mech warper might have been a bad idea because here's the freeze coming.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because, I mean, now she could, of course, straight throw out the mad scientist.
Yeah.
And, of course, if you coin out one the first turn, you can't really get the mech warper value by, mech warper coin another thing.
Yeah, I like mech warper more when you can throw a lot down on the board at once.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you can do 2 mech warpers, and then suddenly a lot of mechs are free.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it looks like Gorbash is very much playing the same deck. He's got a mad scientist he just drew.
Yep. It's the standard mech mage.
I like seeing people in the chat
there
that I
we
play
go.
against regularly because I know what makes them frustrated,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see them getting frustrated by it right now. So
Everybody
Gorbash
loves
is in a
to know
pretty
you're
rough
Trump.
place, actually.
Yeah, and Seahorse has a really good hand of answers right now.
Yeah, Gorbash has decent cards, but none that take advantage of all of his mana at once.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be playing at a disadvantage.
Ooh. Oh, he's actually about to be playing at a really bad disadvantage.
Yeah, that's not good.
You don't even know yet. I can see what's about to happen, and yeah,
Okay, yeah. I've been seeing a lot more of those lately in ranked play.
you got the mech mages, you got the hunters. They're actually becoming a like the Keys Mystic is actually becoming a really useful card.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
started throwing them into some of my decks.
I know, I've been seeing even more paladins playing secrets lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And so, yeah, there's been a
definitely
lot
a
more.
lot of paladin decks that can kind of just slot secrets in as well. So it's definitely it's seeing a lot more use.
Yeah, I mean, I fought a hunter the other day who actually used flare.
Mm.
And I hadn't seen that forever.
Yeah, pretty much since GVG came out. That was when the nerf happened.
Yeah.
Now, what is this secret? Mirror entity. Another mirror entity. Right, so Gorbash has to play around that.
Yeah, and Gorbash, every card he has right now, like this Mech Warper he's playing, is really to Seahorse's advantage.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing about the mirror. It's very much if you get behind at any point, a lot of your cards sort of can become advantage for their cards. Mechs especially.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, the keys in Mystic alone is basically a finisher in its own right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what wins Seahorse the game right there.
Hmm. It's such a huge tempo swing. Oh my god.
Seriously?
The best possible two drop. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I'm thinking we're gonna see a game 3 here, which is good.
Yeah, I just don't see you coming back from this. I mean, he's got a Cogmaster, another engineer.
Yeah. I also like Seahorse showing off at the legend deck, the legend card back.
Yeah.
That is in fact lethal, almost. Oh, missed. That is missed lethal.
Nope. 1 point.
There is whirling blades in Seahorse's hand right now. I didn't even notice it until she did the whoops.
Yep.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah, and I mean, 30-1. I think that's an okay mistake to make.
Yeah. There's BM, and then there's ones where it's clearly an accident, or you just like were one off with your math, or you just forgot to do the thing because you had so many things you had to like put together.
Yeah.
That's really like the turn where you think you have lethal is the most stressful turn in any game because you actually have to like just point a whole bunch of numbers all over.
Yeah. I can definitely tell when it's about to happen because you'll see that their turn takes 3 times as long as all of a sudden.
Yep. Yeah, they've just been like making the obvious play, and then all of a sudden, wait a minute. Oh god, are they about to kill me?
Yep.
All right, going to 3. Got a millhouse too, a completely unnecessary millhouse. Ooh, right back to the mages.
There's the mirror match again.
Oh, okay, so what deck is Gorbash playing?
Same deck.
Well, Seahorse has switched.
Oh, this should be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Gorbash has a strong hand. He's got
Okay.
Mirror Entity in there. He's got Snow Chugger. He's already got Boom ready. And I
This'll
think
be
we're going to see a coin into Noyatron.
All right. Now this is a deck that I have played against a decent amount that Seahorse is playing. It's a Fatigue Mage. I'm not too familiar with it myself, but I mean I'm familiar with playing against it, and it can be very frustrating to play. But
I actually have not seen the Fatigue Mage yet, so I'm curious. So yeah, I'm surprised because I don't know. It seems like Druid has such an easier time with Fatigue just because of Tree of Life.
Tree of Life is interesting, but like the thing with Mage is basically all the things that already make Mage good, like Flame Strike and Blizzard. You're basically the way you play it is your entire deck is removal, and you spend it all removing.
Okay. No, that does make sense.
It may also use that one neutral card that no one really uses, Illuminator, which if you control a secret, you get 4 health back. It's not usually played in Fatigue Mage, but it can sometimes have an interesting effect.
Yeah, I've played with it for my Paladin deck, but it really never. I mean, there's just not a little momentum there typically.
Yeah, the thing with Mage that makes it good, and the thing that Seahorse has up now, is Ice Block.
Okay.
Because the only way to get rid of Ice Block is to kill them. So it's really the only secret in the game that tends to stick around for a long time.
Yeah, it's really easy to figure out if your opponent has it.
Yep.
And honestly, I mean, Gorbash has a good hand right now.
Does he have a Fireball?
No.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say. He does not have a lot of removal at the moment.
Yeah, I think I know what's about to happen. Yeah. Beautiful.
Well, that's rude.
So with mech mages, you almost always know that they're playing Mirror Entity, and usually it's something you have to make do the least damage possible, but sometimes you can kind of turn it around.
Yeah. No, that was
Like
beautiful.
in the very rare circumstance, I think Fatigue Mage is one of the decks that matches up really nicely with against Mech Mage. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I might be making one of these decks later tonight.
It's a really fun deck to play. You sort of have to face to every game taking 20 or 30 minutes, but
Yeah.
it's a lot different than what you usually see. Oh, I did see I did very briefly see Mimiron's head earlier.
Yeah.
Wow. It's interesting. Does Gorbash have like an actual strategy for it, or is he just playing it on the off chance he can manage to?
He's got Boom in hand,
Mm-hmm.
so I think that's what he's going for.
Uh, so yeah, there's Doc. There's the doctor.
Yeah. I don't know. He's got Frostbolt and Fireball now, so he's got a few answers.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yup.
yeah.
And I think this is basically the exact reason that this mirror is like in favor of the fatigue mage. Oh my god.
Huh.
Yeah, but
That's rude.
oh my god. That was amazing.
Oh wow. I'm glad
That
that this is what we're seeing for the finals. This is like the
yes,
best last match.
perfect. This is exactly what it should be. And here we see what is basically the win condition of this deck. Throw out
Yeah, I can
Mage
see that.
Antonitis, pull yourself a billion fireballs, and throw down.
I think we might be seeing a mirror that Gorbash just do Antonitis too.
Ooh. Antonitis is a really good mage finisher. Also, wow, that is a clutch Goblin Blast mage right there.
Yep.
This is definitely not over.
No. No, and that's interesting. I think I hadn't thought of Antonitis because one of the issues with Druid fatigue is they don't really have a win condition aside from
It's just continue.
right.
All right, we are just gonna start dumping mana now.
I could see this going either way still.
Oh yeah.
He's got Antonitis, he's got spare parts, and a
Yep.
Frostbolt.
Yeah, this is kind of the thing that mech decks have been doing, really, now that they've kind of fallen out of the meta.
Mm-hmm.
They're adding enough endgame to deal with all of like the mid-range hunters. Ooh, that was a good top deck right there. All right. This is the turn of reckoning right here.
Yeah, I don't think the Mech Warper Gorbash just drew is really gonna turn things around that much.
And of course, you get the recursive fireball loop.
Yeah. But with that ice block up,
Yep. The game is over. Wow.
ouch.
Those were some that was a really good game.
That was fantastic.
Woo. Whew, what a finish. That was both of those decks are really good and really interesting. Mech Mage is kind of everyone's seen it, so now they're kind of familiar with it. But it was definitely the first one to like really push mechs to their extreme. And then Fatigue Mage is sort of like an offshoot of Freeze Mage. She may also have just been playing a Freeze Mage. There's kind of like a nebulous line between the two that I can't always remember.
Yeah, I actually haven't really I haven't seen any mages outside of mech mages in so long.
They're starting to crawl back in at this point.
Well, that was a fun finals.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and honestly, I thought we still had more time to go, so I guess we might be ending early tonight.
Hmm.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that was really good. Hearthstone tournaments can go quickly, although when you get like the super good players, they often take, ridiculously long turns.
Yeah. So I figure for a friendly tournament, though, a little faster.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And this was
So,
cool.
Seahorse, congratulations.
Yeah, Seahorse, winner. Great pick with the fatigue mage there.
Yeah, that was brutal. And it gave me a checklist of things to craft.
Yeah, the key cards in that one that you don't necessarily already have are the ice block, because just having that extra turn is crucial. The Doomsayers, and Blizzard is also really good in the deck, just because you have another area of effect and it freezes things.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look, because for a long time I was just trashing all my mage cards, so I don't even know what I have anymore.
Yeah, and God knows if you have any Doomsayers, because it's a Doomsayer.
Yeah.
I am really happy that they put in the piloted shredder has a very specific, a very specific surprise card that can be either really good for you or really bad in Doomsayer. Like, I think that's one of my favorite things of the whole shredder thing, that you can get things that just completely change the game.
Yeah, I had a game with Rollback heavily that he trashed me in
Mm-hmm.
because I pulled Lorewalker Cho,
Ooh, yes.
and I couldn't play into my spells anymore.
Yep. And all of a sudden, the minion deck won out.
I'm glad to hear that, Seahorse. Thank you. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, that's great. Right.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead in the call. We're going to wrap up a little bit. I'll be around in the chat.
Yep,
And
that sounds
thank you
good.
very much for joining us, Vicus.
Hey, happy to be here, and I think I will make a donation after I get off the call.
Awesome.
No
All
problem.
right. Thank you very much for showing up, everybody.
Yep, see you guys later.